Hi Aries, this is your horoscope for July 2017. Thanks for joining me. Now from the 24th of June until the 20th of August, the Sun, which represents your identity, it conjuncts Mars, which is the archetypal male principle and which is all about what it is you want. When two planets conjunct, they blend their energies together. So your identity combined with Mars really gives you a strong desire to kind of get your point across or to realize yourself in a certain way. Both the Sun and Mars are in Cancer, which is very much focused on nurturing other people, in getting involved in the emotional side of life, connecting with people on a really kind of intimate level. And all of that sits in your fourth house of family and relationships. So for you, Aries, the big focus for you personally here in July is going to be family relationships. How can I spend time? How can I improve my relationships? How can I have a wonderful time with my family? And that's something that's going to be really important to you here in July. On the 5th of July, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, coming out of Taurus, where she's quite sluggish and quite sensual, and she moves into the fun-loving and enjoyable and optimistic sign of Gemini, and it goes into your third house. So Venus in Gemini in your third is really interested in expressing itself, in having fun, in having a good time, walking through different doorways and just enjoying yourself, okay? So remember the connection with family, this with Venus. If you're someone who has a family, especially if you're a parent of a family with young children, this is ideal because you guys can go on a summer holiday and you'll have an amazing time. It's really a good time for this kind of family bonding type of situation. So you'll be happy to know that Venus is in Gemini in your third all month. So you really express yourself very well. You come across as very clear. You articulate yourself very well, but you also come across as likable and very positive. On the 7th of July, Mercury, the communication planet, that moves out of Cancer in your fourth, which is like a blessing because Mars in Cancer is very emotional. It's talking, about feelings and really delving deep. That's not something that you particularly enjoy doing all the time. And when Mercury moves into Leo in your fifth house, it's much more compatible with you because you are a fire sign as well. So Mercury, the communication planet, being in Leo, where it's like this, the public, look at me, and it's in the fifth house of fun, romance, and children, it's really the perfect placement for you to communicate in a fun-loving way, to enjoy yourself, and to make the most of the time that you have. Now, Mercury stays in Leo in your fifth house until the 26th of July, but then it moves into Virgo and it goes into your sixth house of work, of day-to-day routine. So on the 26th, you're going to be much more focused on looking at information, going back to work, breaking information down, being responsible, trying to get back into work mode, and really the fun has gone out of it now by the time Mercury goes into Virgo on the 26th of July. So from the 7th until the 26th, when Mercury is in Leo, it's really up to you to inject some fun into your life and to really enjoy yourself. The potential to enjoy yourself certainly is there in abundance. On the 9th of July until the 26th of July, we've got Mars, the archetypal male principle, and your ruler squaring Uranus from the 9th of July until the 26th, okay? So a square is when two planets are 90 degrees apart, and Uranus is in your first house of self in Aries. Uranus is like taking a plug and putting it into a socket, it's energy, okay? You're going to feel massively energized this month to have fun, to spend time with family. But this this square with Uranus and Mars, what that means is that, yes, I do want to spend time with family, but the square also makes you focus more on your own needs, and it makes you less willing to compromise. Okay, so yes, you can have great times with family, but you've got to try and balance that a little bit, and realize that, you know, the things that you're doing as a family or as a unit or whatever, that allow someone else to have a turn, allow someone else to make a suggestion once in a while. Okay, it's not up to you to run the whole show. And Uranus and Aries in your first, connecting with that Mars, makes you a little bit too much. Okay, so you're really going to say, okay guys, today we're doing a safari, and at 10 we're going to be at the safari lodge, then 12 we're going to have lunch and we're having beef. I've decided we're having beef. And then in the afternoon we're going to go look for the big five, and then in the evening I've decided we're having salmon. It's all you deciding for everyone else. Don't do that. Let someone else have a turn, so that you don't run the whole show yourself. Okay, on the 9th of July as well, we have the full moon in Capricorn, and I'll make a separate video on the full moon because they are complicated and they can be quite intense. This full moon occurs in your 10th house of career on top of Pluto. So for you, Aries, this full moon in Capricorn is a blessing, a culmination, a completion point when it comes to transformation that you've been trying to create in your working life, in your career. If you've been trying to change jobs, if you've been trying to get a new job, if you've been looking at altering the content of your work, if you've been going from employment now to retirement and you're looking at what am I going to do work-wise in future, this full moon on the 9th is going to be exceptionally useful in giving you information about what you can do in a practical way in future. So the 9th, this full moon is important, and check out that video. I'll go really into depth on how that affects us. But it for you, Aries, it happens in the 10th house, so it has to do with work. So remember that when you're watching that video. Now, moving forward, so you're going to be working with these energies. The next thing that comes that you'll really have to work on is on the 21st of July, Mars, your ruler, moves into Leo. Now, I just want to applaud, I want to celebrate. You're going to be so happy about this. Mars in Cancer, it does not like being in Cancer. Your ruler does not like being in water. It likes being in fire, where it can get things done, where it can be enthusiastic, where it can be powerful. And from the 21st onwards, it moves into Leo, but not only that, it moves into the 5th house of fun, romance, and children. So at the end of the month here, again, it's time to really spend time with people, to enjoy yourself, and to really... This is like summertime. This is like that Friday feeling. This is enjoyable. This is, you know, going down a slide and laughing and having fun and really being able to enjoy yourself. So you and family members are really able to make the most of this month. So if you do have a family, then do that. If you don't have a family of your own, then your adopted family, try and plan something. But if you've moved to a new city and you're totally alone and you don't know anyone at all, this is a really good time to get involved in activities that are a little bit thrill seeking, that have a little bit of thrill factor involved. Like maybe cycling or doing a triathlon or an Ironman or mountain climbing or rock climbing or bungee jumping or skydiving, something really thrilling. Something like that, you'll meet people and you'll meet the right kind of people that you want to meet, who you can have fun with. On the 23rd of July, the new moon occurs in your sign of Leo. Again, I'm going to make a separate video on this. It's not your sign, your Aries. It's a new moon in Leo. It's your element of fire. That's what I meant. It's not your sign, it's your element. So the new moon will be pulling in Leo energy, and it happens in your 5th. So the 5th house, again, is fun and enjoyment. And what I've been talking about just now, really being able to have a good time, that becomes even stronger during this new moon because it pulls in Leo energy into your 5th house, and that then sets you up for the final week of July and beyond to really have a lot of Leo energy floating around that you've got available. You can have fun, you can enjoy yourself, you can be in the spotlight, you can sing, you can perform, you can entertain, you can do karaoke, and you can do public speaking. And if you're afraid of public speaking, this is the month to really overcome that fear, because you're really going to enjoy and have fun being in the spotlight. So that's what I get for you here in July. It looks like a really fun and positive and optimistic month for you. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. What I can do is I can draw up your birth chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. I can look at what your life purpose is, what your vocational aptitudes are, what your strengths and weaknesses are. But we can also put the transits around your birth chart and see what's coming up for you for the rest of the year. So what's happening in terms of your love life or in terms of your finances? Are you going to move? Should you move? All of those things we can look at. So if you're interested in that, the website is gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. If you like my videos, then please support me by subscribing and hitting that subscribe button. And I'll speak to you next month.